All right, we're back with another week of Unfiltered. I got two of our own Newsmax hosts with me. Rob Finnerty, 8 p.m. Greg Kelly, 9 p.m. Like how I shortened that down? I didn't even bother with the full name of the show.
Just the time.
Yeah, just
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't need an introduction, but I would have liked one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Greg F. and Kelly right here.
Oh.
All right.
It's better.
It's better. We'll take it. All right. So check this out. A Democrat state senator introduced this bill that will decriminalize welfare fraud below $25,000, Rob. I mean, yeah, it's only $25,000 taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, I love it. I love all of these bills. I love bills like this. I don't know a lot about this. I like to hear it for the first time. And I will say it is stuff like this that is getting Republicans elected. And now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there too. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he said. There was a lot of words on that screen.
I was trying to read with you. You had a lot.
Look,
you bailed out, though. That was
I
good.
did.
Yeah, you did.
I don't read too good.
I don't know what it says, but it makes me angry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, if you commit fraud on welfare or social programs, up to you're good. $24,999. You're not being prosecuted. Even if it's a little over that, they'll give you some wiggle room, Greg.
Is there a way I can make some cash on this one? Look, can I tell you just on this one? No, it's terrible. Welfare fraud and abuse, that's got to be ended. You want to hear something that'll really, really get your Irish up?
What you got?
Jill Biden had a counter surveillance team on July 13th in Pittsburgh, and Donald Trump didn't.
I heard about this.
This was a rumor that was denied, and it's actually true.
Right.
They buried all of this stuff about Butler, Pennsylvania. Look,
she had more resources than the future president.
Right.
It's absolutely incredible. By the way, she had an indoor rally, and there were 200 people there.
Yeah.
She was there for 20 minutes.
And 40 of them were press.
They had dogs, they had helicopters, they had counter surveillance, they had drones, and poor President Trump had a microphone and a bunch of sleepy Secret Service agents.
You did a monologue last week, and I hadn't seen this, and it was the guy in front of the Trump SUV who points the gun up. Did anyone reach out to you after that?
Yeah.
Did we figure it out?
Yes, we did. It was a false alarm.
False alarm.
Okay.
But no, it's interesting.
I was with you that night, though. I was like, come on.
No, but we had to find that out. We crowdsourced it.
Right.
I mean, people don't know the first thing about it. Look, we know everything about Cassidy Hutchinson and her concerns about democracy and
her flip and flop. Yeah.
Right. But we didn't have primetime hearings. And at least, you know, the Warren Commission was full of it, but at least they went through the effort to try to fool America.
Yeah.
They haven't even bothered.
Well, you know, speaking of effort, you know, like there are all these types of people are making a ton of effort right now against Trump. Like nobody's working on the left. Nobody's working with him. And this guy, Shri Thanedar, the guy who just, like, I thought this was an SNL skit.
Is that a real person?
Yeah, we talked about it last night and how his pharmaceutical firm just abandoned 170 dogs and monkeys in this whole, like, abandoned pharmaceutical testing facility.
Do you know Sherry's age, by the way? By the way, I invited a Sherry Rosenblum to the prom in my high school, and she said no.
Tough stuff.
So every time I see that name, I think about that. It's about 25 years ago. It was a hard pass. I put flowers in her mailbox.
Did you manage to
at school.
secure a date?
And she said no.
That's like over 2 decades ago, right?
No,
I think you should get over
25
this.
years. It was like the late 90s. Do you know how old Sherry is? Serious question.
No.
I don't know if it's a real.
Put that picture up
Is
again.
that a real person?
That person is 70 years old.
70?
70 years old. I would have said 34.
He's got that going for him.
Right?
Other than that, he's a lunatic.
He owns a pharmaceutical, or he owned two pharmaceutical companies. One went out of business. The other one, he took out a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So why is he in the news?
He's a bigwig in Michigan.
Well, he's in the mood because, yeah, exactly. I see what you did.
Why? What's going on with him?
So this guy files these articles of impeachment. We talked about this a little bit last night, too. It turns out that, like, he's trying to repay. He can't raise any money any other way. So he's trying to repay himself like $1.2 million back in campaign debt.
Huh.
Well, it sounds like it should be against the law. Huh. And if it's not, pass a new law. What can I tell you? Look, there are a lot of congressmen. We can spend all of our time being upset about what dopey members of Congress say. We got to keep that in mind. I mean, they are clowns. Half of them are clowns.
435.
Like a lot of them are, like, frankly, unemployable anywhere else.
Well, can we get Sherry's picture up there again?
All right. Anyway, there he is.
It's kind of, boy or girl.
Yeah.
Have we been through that?
70 years old.
I know he could. Yeah.
Celsius.
Who knows? All right. So Tim Walz, another non-favorite of mine, revealing why Kamala Harris chose him for the VP role. Roll this.
To improve people's lives, but I also was on the ticket, quite honestly, because I could code talk to white guys watching football, fixing their truck, doing that I could put them at ease. I was the permission structure to say, look, you can do this and vote for this.
Yeah, because we're
How'd that work out?
Ooh.
That guy can't talk to anybody fixing a truck.
Well, it's the right. He's a faker when it comes to that stuff. Look, it's that whole virtue signaling. I'm white. I'm so secure in my power as a white person. I'm going to put down my whiteness. It's disgusting. Most people don't think that way, no matter what your color is. But I can't stand it when particularly white people do it. Right? Because it's just
self-hating.
I know where it's coming from, and it's sickening. Yeah. Really.
Kamala's married to a white guy, Dougie. She's got 2 white stepchildren, and she says that she chose Tim Walz to talk to white people.
But all these people, like Don Lemon's married to a white guy too. Like all these people are all married to white guys. Yeah,
well, look,
exactly.
hey,
Elizabeth Warren is married to a white guy, Bruce Mann,
and
she didn't marry anybody from the tribal nation.
Not one.
Right.
Yeah.
Love is love. It doesn't matter who you marry.
True.
But
unless their name is Sherry.
And then,
Man, Rob, you are hung up on this.
Right back.
All
Yeah.
right, so the NPR CEO, Catherine Mayer, she thinks that they're the foundational structure, Greg, of integrity in this country. Think about that. I'm not going to play the soundbite because we don't have enough time. I'd rather hear your opinion.
wait, what? You got to play the soundbite. Blow
All right,
what
play
are
the
the
sound
Set it up.
And public radio in particular contributes to lower rates of polarization, higher rates of civic engagement, and higher rates of civic trust. This is foundational infrastructure for our country. Even when we disagree, this is the sort of thing that can start to heal some of those disagreements and bring us back together.
Okay, now go, Greg.
She's beautiful.
She is pretty.
She's very above
Telegenic,
average.
I think they
Yeah.
say, yeah.
About what she said?
Yeah, about what you said.
Sounded like gibberish, but she is.
She used big words.
This is the NPR lady. Yeah, she's a not to be trusted. I think she's also on the board of Signalgate.
She is.
And folks, that Pete Hegseth Signalgate chat was an inside job by our government. I've been yelling and screaming and tweeting about it. The CISA told everybody to get on Signal, and they did.
And they installed it on his computer.
And then CISA basically, I think, corrupted that call, which was a legitimate, use of Signal, and blew it wide open. That is, I have my differences with the SecDef, but man, he's a victim, and so is his team.
Yeah, well, we're actually going to cover a little bit more of that. Greg, Rob, appreciate it very much.